Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Big Los. Welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com.
Why you always give me that look?
I'll be looking like, go. But nah, you know, it's normally the look is followed by Kev.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Maintaining. Weather's changing, so allergies
Yes, it
is. A little flaring up, but I'm good.
Allergies have been kicking my ass. Yeah. However, I've probably gotten the best weather from Vegas.
Oh yeah, the weather's great.
In a cool amount of time. We've been dealing with like 116, 110, you know what I'm saying? Seeing motherfuckers complain about 96, 97, like.
I'd be like, this is it.
We need that. Like right now it's probably like 93. You know what I'm saying?
This is it.
This feels great. I was just telling Sky earlier, I was like, nigga, it's a great fucking day outside.
Yeah, it really is. It's great park weather.
It's absolutely great park weather. If you got kids, take them to the park.
Take them to the park.
If you're in Vegas, take them to the park. They got like little water fountains and shit like that. And
they're starting to put those at all parks now.
Let's see how long it lasts, because I can see that costing the city way more money than what it's really looking to spend. Like, wait a minute,
maybe, but for the most part, they're pretty much all of them too hot.
You know, one thing that sucks about one thing that sucks about having allergies is that no matter how big and how tough you are, that's the one thing that can whoop your ass.
Allergies gonna
no problem. Yeah. Like no matter what, the hands on allergies is probably some of the best combinations that you've seen in a very long time.
You can be like, I fight you. Allergies pop up. Nah, brother, we gonna keep it cool.
We chilling.
We good.
Here's a more fucked up part about it. Imagine getting into a fight while going through an allergy attack. Ooh. There's nothing tough about, what up, bitch ass nigga? Don't you about to make me run? Y'all really trying to run the fade then? Hold on for a second. Let me go grab my goddamn albuterol.
Right.
We finna get to the shits once I get this breath in.
Hand me that inhaler right there. Please.
Before we even do the shit, anybody got Claritin? Allegra? Nothing? Nobody was prepared for the season change?
Everybody got good allergies, that's what y'all saying?
So everybody's good in autumn. That's what y'all trying to let me. Okay, I feel you. Yeah, man. So allergies been kicking your ass too.
Yeah, for the most part. Well, not as bad as other people, I should say. Just only when I go to sleep. That bother me. They make it a little difficult to go.
Because it's like such a drastic weather change going into the nighttime.
Yeah. Other than that, man, I've been listening to podcasts this week, different podcasts. I probably wouldn't normally, I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, but listen to guests I wouldn't normally listen to. And I had a chance to listen to T.I.'s podcast.
I finally watched it the other. Which one did you?
I listened to. Which one did I listen to? I think I started the Killer Mike one, but I listened to Alex Jones. Let me tell you something. T.I. is fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That's number one. Number two, now, I don't know if you're familiar with Alex Jones or anything like that, but...
He does that. He does some shit on Facebook, isn't it?
Well, he's banned from social media. Like, he can't get on there. I think you can go to his direct site, but nah, like, he was
that's right, because he was banned with, like, Farrakhan and shit like that, right?
I don't know. I remember him seeing him on YouTube, and he was doing this thing on YouTube, getting crazy views, and then was branching into some other stuff, but then once Trump got elected, he... kind of endorsed him, but then kind of didn't. But I guess that was enough for the powers that be to be like, yeah, we're canceling you. So he's not on. Like, you can type in Alex Jones on YouTube, and it's gonna give you all the bad stuff.
Oh shit!
They're not fucking with him.
So what was he talking about on Tip's podcast?
A lot of the stuff that he was talking about on his own podcast, but with Tip, he's not gonna let you just say whatever you want to say. He's gonna hold you accountable. So it was good to see somebody be like, Alex Jones would say something, Tip be like, nah, hold on, brother. We let's talk about this. Or he'll let him rant. Alex Jones rants, and it's a lot of us rant. You can't follow a lot of it because he'll start with one subject, or you ask him a question, and then he'll jump to something else, and it'll be like, yo, you just talked about this. Wait a minute,
but he even does that on his show.
He did.
That's probably why it's just him.
He did. He did do it on the show, but T.I. held him accountable for certain shit that he was saying. I thought that was dope. I want to talk to T.I. about his patience because I probably would have punched dude. It was at one point where I felt like T.I. was getting mad. But I would have punched you. Just how he was talking. He wasn't talking aggressively or nothing, but it's just like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Well, it's a different era.
It is.
It's definitely a different era.
It definitely is a different era.
If this was T.I. hosting the podcast around the trap music time,
oh yeah, he would have got
that nigga was just doing a year every other year in prison.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely would have been a punch game.
So I definitely want to talk to just his patience was really impressive to me.
Or what if, because the last big, like, I'm about to fight a celebrity fight T.I. didn't have was going after Floyd Mayweather. What if that was enough to be like, you know what?
I'm gonna chill out. Yeah.
I got hands, but they may not be up there. Alex Jones may know some shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely going home.
If you listen to Alex Jones talk, he don't know shit about fighting. We'll just say that. But then I listened to him on Joe Rogan's podcast. Now Joe Rogan did this like well before T.I. probably even thought about doing a podcast. But he's not somebody that I would really want to listen to, Alex Jones. So I'm like, But when T.I. did it, I was like, no, I got to go listen to this guy because this shit is funny. Went back to the Joe Rogan podcast. That shit's hilarious. Joe Rogan does a lot of the same things that T.I. does, but just in a white way. He'll hold him accountable. But it was just funny. Just listen to this man talk. Not Joe Rogan, Alex Jones. Just listen to him talk. It's fucking hilarious. So did that this week. What else did I do this week? I don't think I did much, honestly. Prep for more auditions, and that's about it.
Yeah, how the video that you were asking me about, how'd that come out?
I'm doing that tonight.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing that tonight.
Got to see that when that's done.
Yeah, I'm doing that tonight, and I got another one that I think will be a little bit. I'm more inclined. Like, it seems like it's easier. The way that they're asking me to do it seems like it'll be easier. I'm gonna do that one tonight too. But yeah, got those going and just trying to make it, man.
Funny enough, and I guess we'll let people know now. It's not gonna be anything segmented today. It's gonna be more so just conversations about shit.
We're
you know what I'm saying?
Talk,
We're kind of really just gonna ride. I mean, we're gonna incorporate what's going on in the industry, but it's more so fueling the conversation that we want to have. But dealing with T.I. and his actual podcast, I watched a snippet of when him, Freeway,
what
Ricky
does
Ross.
Expeditiously mean?
I guess bust your ass, keep going, like really try hard to get some shit done.
Okay, I guess so.
And I mean, you gotta think about it. Expeditiously, that was like the first time that hip hop crowd may have heard that word.
Now I will say this: T.I.'s vocabulary is very extensive.
Nigga keeps doing it years like just 1 year at a time in prison. Like nigga, I got to take this time to educate myself and better grow my intellectualisms.
Like he was saying shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck does that mean? Why are you using that in regular conversation?
Because I think he does that to, I guess, show that we can, speak intelligently as well. But sometimes you're pulling out words like, we don't need that word.
Yeah, we didn't need that word.
We didn't need that $50 word. You know what I'm saying? We just have the dictionary.com on hand. Expeditiously is fast, quickly.
Yeah, fast and quick.
Expediently. But yeah, I saw the one that he had Freeway Ricky Ross on it. It was some other rapper.
I'm probably going to go back and listen to all of his.
No, his show is solid. But they were talking about Tekashi snitching.
Yeah, I will say this though, and you can tell I'm not saying like we're more advanced than him or anything like that, because obviously he got money. But you can tell that he's like just trying to get into this thing, because this ad placement is very, very weird.
Oh yeah,
like he'll be talking, and then he's like, okay, this is getting the good part, and then he'll just say, all right, y'all, we need to. I'm like, yo, that's not where you're supposed to place the ad at,
because that means there's a producer off screen, like, hey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So once he gets that in order,
that's quick.
I can see him. I can see him shooting up in the podcast game like crazy fast.
I think that's probably like the best transition for rappers is going into the podcast game. Shit, me and Scott, we were actually just listening to something earlier to where Fat Joe was talking about his little quiet Rucker beef with Jay-Z, and when he finally was getting Jay-Z on the All the Way Up remix, this nigga reached out to Nori. Nori was like, okay, you want me to put you with Jay? It's like, nigga, when did Nori kind of become like the hip hop gatekeeper? Like, he's the middleman for everybody.
From what I'm hearing, that seems to be the case.
And it's so crazy because he did not have the career to have that title.
He didn't.
Granted, funny enough, he is a legend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, when you really think of Nori, you think of Super Thug and you think of Homeboy.
That's what I thought.
That's where it ends.
Yeah, that's about it.
Now, granted, like I listen to CNN, but I think you got to be like a head to really, know Capone and Noriega. You know what I mean? And know their history and shit like that, and actually listen to their records. But yeah, it's so weird that he's in that position. Like, yeah, I can link you with Jay. Yeah, sometimes I would listen to the Drink Champs podcast, and I love their podcast, but I'll be like, Nori's lost. I see it right here.
I don't listen to this because it's too much noise from here.
It is a lot going on.
That's the only reason why I don't listen to it, because it's so much noise.
They literally have a blow.
That's what I'm saying. It's so much. If they would lower the noise on a little bit, I'd fuck with their show. I really would, but nah, it's too much noise for me.
I would say eventually, but they literally got their deal with
That's
Revolt
what I'm
of
saying.
that.
Off of that, so you can tell it's not going nowhere.
But one thing about that show is that it does kind of allow people to let their hair down and really be themselves. Because that was, for me, the first time seeing Diddy hit a blunt.
Really?
And I also think that Diddy may not be a all the time smoker, because you could tell that nigga was faded. He was slumped in the seat when he walked off. He kind of had a little Diddy bop to it. You know what I'm saying? Had a lot of shoulders in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't think Diddy really smoked like that. And then really looking at who do you have on? The Ari Spears episode. I guess Ari Spears has a podcast too.
I think so too. Yeah.
And he had Ari Spears on there, and he was kind of doubling down on the whole Hollywood is only, accepting of you when, you wear a smile as a black man, as a black intimidating looking man. If you walk around cheesing all over the place, like he was doubling down on everything that he was saying in regards to that, and how he doesn't consider his beef with Kevin Hart really a beef. He's just kind of calling it how he sees it. The one thing that I don't really like about it is people didn't start saying that shit until Kevin Hart was cleaning up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, until it was Kevin Hart, it was nobody when it came down to comedy. I just thought it was dope how Dave was able to just come back. Like, fuck it, like, okay, I get this is Kevin Hart, but I'm about to come back and I'm going to, do what no other comedian's doing right now.
Exactly.
And I took your advice and watched the Bill Burr stand-up comedy.
Shit is funny.
I feel like Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, they sat down before, like, you got a Netflix deal, right?
Yeah, that shit is funny.
You know what, let's touch some tempers.
Right. Let's fuck them up a little bit.
Let's check the temperature, see what's going on right now, because them motherfuckers came out swinging.
Man.
Them motherfuckers came out all the way swinging. So like I said, this is going to be more so of a just a random conversation show. I guess dealing with entertainment, kind of reporting something directly. Conversation you and I was having.
Before you even get there, how was your day, sir? Or your week? I'm sorry.
Oh, my week was my usual week, just busy as shit, a lot of working. I can't get away with not saying this only because shit is happening. It is my birthday week.
I know. I'm getting old, dog.
Bruh, shit's real in the field. We went to go see.
You know what's next, right?
Death?
Well, I wasn't speaking about that far, but it's about time you join the fatherhood club, dog.
Nope, Captain Pullout. Captain Pullout, nigga. I gotta give me a badge. You know how they got the Black Faithful Male Association cards?
You need one?
I'm gonna flash my shit like Captain Pullout.
Captain Pullout.
How many stars is Captain, Sky? I just need to know how many stars I need to get on my pouch, to get on my patches and shit. Like, I'm a captain.
You gonna wear a sash like the Boy Scouts?
Yep, exactly. I'm a great swimmer. You know what I'm saying? My arts and crafts game is crazy, and I'm Captain Pullout. Captain Pullout's gonna be 1 star. Sheriff Pullout.
Sheriff Pullout.
But nah, no rush here. But yeah, it is my birthday weekend.
You know, whenever somebody says it's no rush,
that's majority of the time when it actually happens.
Yeah.
So thank you for putting that bad juju on me. Like, you're like the nigga from Thinner. Like, you know what? I curse you.
No, this just means that you gotta, if you sheriff Captain Pullout, this means you really gotta get to it expeditiously. Get to it.
Now I got to make sure I get all the way up to Admiral or where I don't know I don't know the actual levels of the shit. I'm all about going upwards. I run it upwards. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
But yeah, last night we went to go see the Joker. And like I told you, when you go see it, let me know, because I'm definitely going back to see it with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it within the next few days.
I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I am going to say the commercials, pay those no mind.
I believe it. I felt that way when I seen them. I was like, yeah, that's something else.
Pay those no motherfucking mind.
I got to give credit to Marvel when doing that. Because if back in the day, when they put out a trailer or something like that, you watch it and you're like, okay, this movie's
They pretty much give you everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, especially with Marvel, they'll give you some trailer that ain't even in the fucking movie.
Right.
So you got to take that with a grain of salt.
I will definitely tell you this, though. Going forward, after seeing it, because I went in with very low expectations. And I even told you,
you told me you wasn't expecting nothing.
I wasn't even sold until
I told you that's the best way to go.
That is the best way to go. Because I wasn't even sold until that very last trailer dropped. And I was like, okay. But even then, I went in like, all right, we're going to just see what happened before the nigga put on the paint. But, ooh, goddamn. I'm mad.
It's crazy because at the first, because last night was the premiere, right? When people first came out, it was like, oh, yeah, Joker's trash. I had a lot of mixed reviews. But then I had people combating those mixed reviews like, no, you tripping.
No, because it's a slow burn. I would definitely tell you that it's absolutely a slow burn. If you're not into like exposition and storytelling and getting real background, I'll put it to you like this. If I was to compare it to any origin story movie, it would be Batman Begins. It would be the very first Christopher Nolan Batman.
Okay.
Because in that, you get a feel why Bruce Wayne is that way when he started to become Batman and then him as Batman. I will literally say it is that exact
I love movies
flip.
like that.
Even on another end, even if I'm going to start a film theory, you can take Joker and then play The Dark Knight right after it, and it'd be one cohesive story.
Really?
And I promise you that.
Huh. Okay.
It's a solid movie. You tell me all the time I'm a tough critic.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out. This means a lot, because coming from you, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be it.
Nah, it's a solid movie. And that's why I even told you, I was like, I think you would enjoy that because you like storytelling. And because it's such a slow burn, it's literally nothing but story.
Yeah, I would love that.
If you're going into this motherfucker and expect like explosions and shit, you might as well just leave that at home.
See, I got a theory about moviegoers. Specific movies require specific things. Like, for instance, I know you don't watch Power. Power at this point is like completely over the top, right? But this is what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So if you go into an expectation like, okay, I'm seeing an action movie, it's supposed to be explosions and stuff like this, then you can kind of be like, all right, I'm getting what I'm expecting. With a movie like Joker, you don't expect it to be like some super explosion until maybe like the end.
Right.
So you have to go into it expectations like, okay, I'm going to get a story and then I might get something crazy. I think moviegoers need to think like that more. If they think like that more, there'll be a lot less room for bad expectations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is definitely one of those kind of movies that if you know, if you go into it with an expectation that this shit is going to be drop dead the best because of this character, and I will use this movie as an example. Think about, or should I just use the franchise as an example? Think about when niggas heard that Heath Ledger was playing Joker. They was like, the gay cowboy?
Yeah, they was like, what?
10 things I hate about you?
Yeah,
He's playing it?
They didn't want that shit.
And then,
That's how I felt about Robert Pattinson, but carry on.
that's kind of how I still feel about Robert Pattinson.
Now, his new movie, The Lighthouse, somebody start with the cat on the very first Spider-Man that played Green Goblin. I forget his name.
William Dafoe?
Yeah. Him. That movie is something.
Hey man, we gonna see because now that I've seen Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, I'm like anything's fucking possible. But then again,
It just matters about what you can tap into. It's certain. I definitely am not trying to speak like a professional at all, but just noticing that there's certain things to tap into. Like it's auditions requests I would get, and I'd be like, I don't know if I can pull this off. You know what I mean? That's just me being me. But there's some stuff that I would get that I've done. I'm like, no, that's it. That's the one
right here.
So I think with other actors that are more established, it's like that. You get certain stuff and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do my best, but it's a chance that this may not pan out the way
may not go the way I want it to.
But you get movies like Joker and you be like, okay, that's it. That's it. So
I'm telling you, dog, when you see the movie, we're gonna have a spoiler heavy episode, and I'm gonna bring Skylar on too because after we saw it, it was me, Skylar, Nitty, Jay, Jay's girl. It was just conversation about the actual movie itself. And that shit went on for minutes.
That's I love movies.
And
like
it
that.
also has the perfect amount. It's not hella comedy in it, but it has the perfect amount of comedy that kind of gives it that clown nuance. Like,
I get what you're saying.
It was brilliantly written. Like,
I love it.
I was pleasantly surprised. Everybody that went with low expectations, I think, except Jay. You know, he's excited for everything.
Yeah, he's excited for everything.
But everybody went with low expectations. We all walked out like, wow.
Yeah,
I'm not shit.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
I don't know shit about movies.
I gotta check that out.
So outside of that, gotta getting back to T.I. So, and I'm, again, we're tying into shit that's going on into, you know, and making it relative to this conversation for people. So, one thing that T.I. recently said was, old Kanye is back.
He said that, really?
He said that. He said that old Kanye is back. Well, at least he feels like old Kanye is back. And we started this conversation a few months ago. We were ahead of the curve with this. Kanye's been doing his Sunday services, which they've been dope. Can't even call it. Can't even flex on that one. They've been dope. And then all of a sudden, he's dropping an album called Jesus is King.
I thought that was supposed to come out.
That's what I'm getting to. And then, of course, the album gets delayed over and over and over again. In classic Kanye fashion.
Right.
The album keeps getting delayed. Now, I say all that to say, as a Kanye follower, and as a Kanye person that, I guess I'm speaking to both of them. I'm speaking to the Kanye followers, and I'm speaking to the motherfuckers that thought he went completely above and beyond. Mm-hmm. How do you form an opinion? How do you shape an opinion about this person that takes you through so many different emotional areas?
Because they probably know him personally.
Even as listeners?
As listeners, I don't know.
Because think about it. When My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out and when Yeezus came out, everyone said straight up, Kanye's Illuminati. He sold his soul to the devil. Like straight up. So you went from, nigga, we were just praising the devil. Now you're going to drop an album called Jesus is King? We got to revert back now. We got to go erase our pentagrams at the crib. Turn those crosses back right ways. Get rid of the goat.
Man, I think with Kanye, it's on a personal level. He's a perfectionist. Mm-hmm. He's very meticulous, it seems like. So when he first put out that he was dropping his album, I think he really believed this is when his album was coming out. And then maybe whenever he was reviewing the album, make sure it was ready, he was like, I can tweak that. So that pushed it back. I think that's what happened.
He does that with everything.
Yeah, but as far as T.I. saying that he's back to the old Kanye, nah, I'm not rocking with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it should have been because of what he was putting on as far as the Sunday services and everything like that. I think that it kind of shows you how easily manipulated motherfuckers are. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you can have Kanye, T.I. come out of nowhere and like, no, Kanye back to old Kanye. Like, what makes you say that?
That's what I mean.
Has he denounced certain things that he said?
I think he says that because he knows him personally. We wouldn't be able to say that. But I think T.I. probably knows him personally, so he's able to say that.
But that also takes me back to a conversation that we've had before. Remember when it was taboo to talk about religion and politics? Mm-hmm. Like, you would think just to maintain a healthy relationship with anybody, that's just two things we don't talk about. We stay out of the realm of religion. We stay out of the realm of politics. Mm-hmm. Now that it's this is a determining factor of who you are, I go back to Kanye hugging Trump. And we can even transition dealing with that too, with hugs and shit, but we'll get back to that. Dealing with Kanye hugging Trump and slavery was a choice. Mm-hmm. Like, do we just go off the fact that, okay, now he's making gospel music and T.I. says he's cool? Like, how does that take away from what has already happened?
The Fickle fan does.
Well, of course.
Fickle fan goes back and fucking, I think that has something to do with the climate we're in. Now, like you said, back then it was taboo. You didn't talk about religion or politics. Now it's like, no, who you endorsing?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Who you going for?
So I think maybe with that, he's probably found a lane that's working for him.
By not talking about it?
or by having a Sunday service and stuff like that. Maybe he found a lane that he feel like he can flourish in. Me personally, I think that he's using like the Sunday services, all this shit. I think he's using it as a ploy to get money.
I'd say that.
I truly believe that because I don't believe that Kanye's as involved with religion and stuff like that like he puts on that he is. I really don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I look at it as he saw that his most accepted time was Jesus Walks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He proved what he wanted to prove with Jesus Walks. I think he's also got tired of trying to, kind of calling it how I see it. He got tired of trying to beg white American fashion. You know, he got tired of begging them to get in their lane. So he's trying to like return to the lane that he knows best.
I can see that.
Because if you really look at it, when he was trying to get into the fashion lane and do, this new level music with Yeezus and stuff like that, the black fans didn't listen and the black fans didn't follow. Like, and now, but you had, of course, his true to life fans who followed him and supported him through and through. But neither side that he wanted to truly support him supported him.
True.
And I think that really took a toll on his mental because he's literally one of those guys that when he got told you can do anything when he was a kid, he was like, "You're right,
I can."
And then when he dropped the album, with his mouth wired shut and made it a number one single,
that shit was hot though.
There's nothing I can do wrong. I'm definitely that guy.
I can see that. I can see his ego is definitely inflated.
That's how I see this entire thing. All this stuff is ways to inflate his ego. He knew that if he returned to a certain way, his, that ego will be fed because niggas are at Sunday service now like nothing else happened.
Exactly. They loving this shit like it's been like that's been what he's been doing.
Right.
And that's not the case. Like you said, how you go from worshiping the devil, if that's what you were doing, to now,
Oh yeah, let me also make sure I touch base on that. I don't think nigga was worshiping.
No, I don't.
He
think
was just doing Kanye shit. He was doing shock value shit. You know what I'm saying?
What if this is shock value?
I can see that being the case.
What if this is how? What if he drops this? You know what I mean? We how long we been getting this Kanye for? A couple of years now.
A couple.
Well, I mean this prominent Kanye with the Sunday service and stuff like that.
Okay,
Like a couple of years now. What if we're in 2019? What if in 2021 he decides he about to be completely different? That would make this completely shock value to me.
This is true. And then he'll ultimately kind of return back to a place.
Of course. And get whatever he gets out of that and then goes right back.
I just don't see, like, here's where I'm confused with Kanye. I don't know if this is an upward momentum, steady momentum, or downward momentum.
That's a very good question.
That's one thing you can never really tell with Kanye because, you know, again,
does Kanye know if this is upward?
I don't think he knows. I think he's like, it's an etch a sketch. Whatever I build, if I want to erase it, I can erase it and go a different route.
Maybe.
I feel like that's a very Kanye way of explaining life. Life is an etch a sketch.
Ooh, I can see that being the next album title.
Oh, yeah.
That's the next album title.
Life is an etch sketch, just an etch sketch drawing of Kanye West with a halo and devil.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's going to be some dude that's like real raw at etch a sketch. Like, you be seeing some of them shits on.
I know.
Like,
I'm like, how you build this shit?
You made this on an etch a sketch?
You can only go two ways. What are you doing?
You can go up, down, left, right. That's all you got, nigga. How'd you make that line? How'd you make that curve?
Right. How'd you make that curve?
But, of course, if anybody can find a nigga that's dope on an etch a sketch, it'll be Kanye.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
I think I'm more so interested in his first major interview when everything happens. Because Kanye,
wasn't we always supposed to get that though? Wasn't we already supposed to get that though?
We were supposed to definitely get a follow up after the
after the TMZ shit. Wasn't we supposed to get an interview?
We were supposed to, but then that nigga disappeared and started Sunday service. But that's what I'm saying. Like, Kanye, even when you go back to
an interview on like Sundays, like soon Sunday service ends, he got an interview.
But see,
gotta be great.
Here's why I don't want that. The reason I don't want that is because Kanye's like, can I have my organ player playing for the whole interview? Just,
softly, yeah, he can play softly.
What if the interview's like an hour and a half and it's just soft, slow build up? Like, just an hour and a half, just slow build up. Like, what if you see faintly in the back somebody's passing out a collection plate, and the whole time Kanye's talking about just a completely unrelated
It's
shit.
funny because I listened to the Joe Budden podcast, and one of the members he had went to Sunday service, and they asked him like, "What's your collection plate?" And he was like, "Yeah, but you don't have to put it in if you don't want to." Imagine Kanye passing around a collection plate.
I put it in a note. Why?
Nigga, get this shit out of my face.
I mean, if you don't take that goddamn plate away.
Right.
But you know what though? And I will say this, and this is of course no shade to anybody. It's not even any shade to Kanye. But it's so crazy how this nigga went from calling himself Yeezus to literally starting his own church of music.
It's a cult, dog. I'm telling you, it's a cult.
Again, this nigga's remixes, the gospel songs he's been cranking out of these classic R&B records are dope as fuck.
I will say that because I'm definitely not a gospel listener. Like that's not me. I do not care about gospel music. But that's so interesting. It was hot.
But the shit he did was, and I heard he got like other records as well. Yeah. Now it was So Anxious was another one. It was a Leah record that he just recently remixed as well for Sunday service. I think all that shit is so dope. But I'm like, yeah, he said Jesus is king, but do we think he's saying Kanye is king?
Kanye is king.
Kanye, we've seen this nigga the crown of thorns on the Source.
You're right. You're right.
Bro, that's what we need. We need another Source magazine. Like, I miss those.
You know, I think they got a digital magazine.
They do, but it's not popping like
it's not popping.
We don't have that ultimate source to hip hop anymore.
Right, you're right about that. You are
like,
right about
think about like I
think that's what Complex is trying to do, but they too messy.
I was listening to Eminem's diss record against Benzino, the Sauce, and he was mad about Benzino giving him one mic for like multiple albums. Yeah. And I was like, damn, do you remember how important mics used to be?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, when you got 5 mics in the Source,
you was that shit.
I got that guy.
Yeah.
Remember when you saw that Stillmatic had 5 mics? Yeah. Like, worth it. Definitely worth it. Or when somebody had a full page spread in the Source and shit like that. We don't have that.
We don't have that
anymore. That sucks.
I think I say that like we aren't, but I think the major media companies, they got to find a way to where they can give us something that gives us the feel of something tangible without it being tangible.
Right.
That's the problem right now. Nobody wants to actually hold shit in their hand. So we'll see.
Those are long gone the days where you go to take a shit at your friend's house and they got the magazine rack next to the toilet. Oh, this nigga got the new Source. I'm in here.
I do that shit with regular magazines. Homes and Gardens.
Nigga, look at that ottoman. That's
a beautiful ottoman. She plant that. Really?
Shit. Even and like think about it. Even the XXL has been reduced to hip hop news here and there and the freestyle and
the freshman cover.
Freshman cover. There you go. That's all it is now. It'd be really dope. But even at that, even on the flip side, if you do end up getting another hip hop magazine, this ain't the era.
That's probably why we have it. Maybe it's ahead somewhere to recognize, like, look, I know we want this, but this ain't the era to do that.
But now that everything is digital, why can't there be a digital form of these kind of things?
No, I think that's what I'm saying. I think there is, but we're in this era of hip hop where it doesn't mean nothing. You're not finna give a Blueface 5 mics. You're not.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? But
he doesn't care.
yeah, he doesn't care. But unfortunately, that's what these today's fans would want to see.
Right.
So it's better just to be like, you know what? We know y'all want this, but we're gonna hold off, see if the climate changes a little bit, because right now it wouldn't be to our standard.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was funny. I had my barber like to see if he can come through cut my hair. He was like, "Bro, you got to come to me. I don't really cut people's hair no more out to their house and so forth." Now, originally when he first told me, I was like, "What the fuck you mean? I need my goddamn haircut." But I understood. He was like, he can't guarantee his work, not with his stuff. So I understood that. I think that's what the Source is doing, or XXL. They're like, we can't guarantee you guys quality work, so we're just not going to do it. I have no problem with that.
I have no problem with that, but there got to be a way that they can do it digitally. Like, again, mics no longer matter.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about mics anymore. I feel like there has to be something, because when you really, and I hate for this to slip into a hip hop conversation, even though we got some things coming up. I think that's one of the things that kind of contributed to a lot of the, respect and honor of the culture, because we don't necessarily have, like Lil Yachty said himself, you didn't sit down and read the big book of hip hop to know what's this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying the Source was that big, big book of hip hop, but around that time, the Source was a very, very, very incredible source, dealing with hip hop. Like, everything you need to know that was going on in the game, that's respected, that's whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. You got through the Source.
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's because there's no publication. Even it could be an online publication. I think it's because, that's one of the contributing factors, that we don't have that kind of go-to anymore.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, now it's just is what it is. Like, shit, even in the old hip-hop days, the niggas had newsletters of who was, who had the best battle and shit like that. Like, if you weren't at the battle when Cold Crush Brothers battled the Furious Five, was it? No, that wasn't it. Cold Crush and somebody. I can't remember who the fuck it was. Anyway, if you weren't there, you read about it in the newsletter.
That's true. And I remember they even had things where you can, like, they look like little postcards that they'd be in, like, the back of the magazine that you can put in and hopefully win a new album somewhere. Of course, you would never win, but
right,
we don't even have that.
Niggas used to sit in their mixtapes like, "Hey, can y'all set me up on some mics?" Nah. No. All right, that's cool. I'm sitting in one next year. I got projects on projects.
Was Source the SoundCloud before SoundCloud?
Oh yeah. Because if you think about it, they used to promote mixtapes in the Source too.
Yeah, there was a SoundCloud before SoundCloud.
And niggas would go online and try to find what was around before, like, Dat Piff and live mixtapes. Like, when you wanted to get to
I
a
don't
mixtape.
think nothing was around, honestly. Nope. I was thinking about that the other day. I can't remember nothing being around.
Bear Share, you had to give your computer age.
Shit.
Bear Share, WinMX, LimeWire. You know what I'm saying?
Know how many computers I done got age with LimeWire. Oh my gosh.
I'm about to download this mixtape. Oh, everything just went blue. All right.
I don't think we're supposed to do that.
Turn this off. Make my parents think they did.
Right.
Come down when they're on the computer. What you do? Oh my God. Wait, y'all just fuck the computer up, man. Whatever. Somebody gotta get it fixed. So thank you, Bear. Thank you,
LimeWire.
LimeWire, just for, costing us a little extra money.
Or back in the day, like 07, you try to get a song on LimeWire and Soulja Boy song.
Oh yeah,
he was a genius for doing that, but it was annoying.
That nigga, I'm about to manipulate the fuck out of this.
Right.
I think I'm about to look up this. I'm trying to listen to T-Pain's Epiphany.
Right.
All of a sudden, Soulja Boy. I'm so tired of this fucking song. No bullshit. I'm kind of gonna end up putting myself out there by saying this. So this is like remember when Compton dropped? Mm-hmm. I found a file for Compton and I downloaded it. I thought I was getting Soulja Boy because I couldn't believe that was actually Dre. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm listening to the record. I remember just listening to it like, we accidentally downloaded somebody's album.
He was waiting for Soulja Boy to pop in there.
Then I heard Dre say his name. I was like, wait, that's Dre rapping? That don't sound shit like Dre. This is a Dre record? I was immediately let down. But anyway.
Soulja Dre.
Dr. Boy. Man, we sitting there chuckling. I guarantee it's going to be a nigga named Dr. Boy within the next like 10 years or something. Another thing I kind of wanted to touch on. This is the question I said I was going to ask you in the car. But just kind of preface this question. Tyson Fury turned down Deontay Wilder for another fight.
I seen that.
We remember when that happened. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, like, it was a draw.
Right.
Like, y'all have a lot to prove. There was a lot of shit being talked between
y'all. Left
a
lot of that on that canvas.
A lot was left on the canvas, and it was a draw. So that means this is the opportunity to either take that man's titles or shut the fuck up. Nigga turned it down. This nigga debuted on SmackDown the other day.
I seen that.
I'm sitting here like, you just left left all this fight went on the floor. But then again, I'm pretty sure WWE is spending some coins.
Yeah, they probably paying it.
And by the end of that episode, fucking what's the nigga's name? My dumbass was gonna say Nate Diaz, and it was for sure not Nate Diaz. Brown Pride on his chest beat Lesnar in UFC for the title. I don't know. Cain Velasquez, thank you, Skyler. Cain Velasquez fucking debuted at the end of the shit.
Wow.
Now, here's the question I'm asking you. As an actor, and as a podcaster, as a former hooper, as a current hooper, if you had the opportunity to pick up on a bag and go do a whole setup and match in the WWE, would you do it?
If they would pay me the bag?
Yeah,
I'd do it.
Remember when Mayweather did WrestleMania with Big Show? You doing some shit like that?
It depends. It depends. It depends on what point am I in my career.
What would the bag have to look like?
I don't know. I'm
actually going to look this up right now.
I don't know, but it would depend on if it's at the tail end of my career or if it's at the beginning of my career. It kind of depend. If I'm like bubbling a little bit, you know what I mean? Then I wouldn't do that. But if at the tail end of my career, then maybe. I mean, with Tyson Fury, I don't really understand it because you're definitely not at the tail end of your career.
Nowhere near.
So I don't understand why he would do that. But it would just depend. The bag would have to be pretty big though.
What about like celebrity boxing? Would you do that?
Oh hell yeah, I'd knock some of them niggas out.
You do so okay. So first of all, let me say this: Mayweather made $20 million doing that WrestleMania.
That's Mayweather, but I'd do it for 10.
You do it for 10 minutes?
I'd do it for 10.
So it would take 10. Let me see how much.
10 minutes for an hour? Yeah.
It wouldn't even be an hour.
That's what I'm saying. I'm an hour at most. I do it.
You remember when Tyson did that shit? Let me see how much he made for his little appearance. Let me see. Talking while I'm Googling to keep y'all entertained and filling the quiet sounds. And I feel like there's going to be a whole lot more looking. That was a long time ago.
That was a while ago.
Either way, if Mayweather made $20 million,
well, Tyson ain't make that. They got to think when Tyson did it, wasn't he at the tail end of his career, if that?
No, that was fresh out of prison.
Okay,
Tyson.
never mind. Tyson may have made it back.
Right, but I said, that nigga came out and started knocking everybody.
Yeah, he may have made it back.
Because he joined because he lost his license to box.
He may have made it back.
That time. So he had to get to the bread.
Yeah. I don't blame him. But yeah, it depends. It would depend on where I'm at in my career. If I'm going to do WrestleMania or what is it, SmackDown or something like that. Before it's a celebrity boxing, I'll lace them up.
If you had to do it in wrestling, what would the story have to be? How would you blend yourself into that world?
Now that I have no idea. It would have to be like I'm coming to watch a match, watch something like that.
That's how I normally come.
Right. It would have to be like that. I'm coming to watch, and there's somebody that's wrestling that's been popping mad shit
on Twitter.
Yeah, or just popping mad shit. Not, it would have to be that, because if it's just like, okay, look, we want you to start wrestling now. I don't know how that would work out. I don't know how you can come from being an action movie guy to
they've all done
suplexing somebody again, but I don't know how it works.
LT had a whole ass match.
Again, I don't know how it works. So it would have to be something like that. Celebrity boxing though, a celebrity can be like, hey, yeah, I want to fight so and so for charity. Let's do it.
But what if they put you in there like Butterbean or some shit?
I'm gonna knock his old ass out.
You gonna go with Butterbean? Hey,
I would knock his old ass out.
What about Tyson today?
No.
He said, I saw the Hangover.
No, I'm good. Damn the Hangover. I seen this nigga throw air punches. I'm good.
For it, man.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need them problems.
I've seen exactly.
I want my jaw. I'm good.
What about Holyfield?
I probably would do it, but I'll be reluctant.
Why?
Because fucking Holyfield.
Hey man, he's slower. He's smaller.
You're right. And this is one thing that I want to clarify. You can be a professional boxer and be slower, be smaller,
but you don't
be whatever.
Lose that talent.
Yeah, that shit doesn't go nowhere. That shit is all mental. So you may not be able to punch a 50, but you can punch a 49.
So why?
So I'm good.
So why would you step in with Butterbean? Granted, he was a gimmick boxer, but nigga still hit hard.
Yeah. Well, number one, he's a gimmick boxer. Number two, I feel like I can beat his old ass back then when I was a kid.
Ooh.
Number 3, I know Butterbean ain't in no shape to fight. I think I would be better off with Butterbean than what I would with Tyson.
Oh, absolutely.
Why? Because they're two different animals. That's like saying if Tyson fought Butterbean, what would happen?
Tyson would beat the shit out of Butterbean.
Exactly.
In any era.
Exactly. Because that talent doesn't go nowhere. Butterbean never had that talent. I'm not saying I have talent to box, but probably got more than him. Now, as far as Holyfield, I'll be reluctant. They would have to pay me a lot for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm setting up right here. Beat Network presents Hollywood Kev versus Butterbean.
They would have to pay. Butterbean, I won't say I'll take it for free, but it'd be damn near free. I'd take it.
It'd be damn near free.
Tyson, I'm not doing it. You can't pay me to fight Tyson. Holyfield, I would have to be like, yeah, how much are we talking? If it's a low number, then I ain't doing it. If it's a little bit above, then maybe so.
What about George Foreman right now?
Nah.
You're not giving
Nah.
You ain't getting up to lean, mean, fat Willie machine?
Nah. I seen how hard he hit Ollie. Nope.
Shit. Well, bro, my uncle was showing us a fight at my grandmother's. It was George Foreman versus Rob Kyle, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something, bro. Boxing has changed.
Oh, absolutely.
And I thought we were watching niggas get the shit beat out of them with Tyson.
Nah.
This fucking Foreman Kyle fight, bruh, it was, and you have to watch it when you get to the crib. I'm gonna send you a link. Nigga, it was literally just two big ass bisons just punching the shit out of each other.
Nah.
You wanna know how bad it was? Foreman went down twice. Ron Kyle or Ron Lyle, one or the other, went down like 3 times.
That's crazy.
And these niggas,
Because you don't see that in no boxing match.
You don't see that in no boxing match. You especially don't see that. And this nigga Ron Lyle or Ron Kyle, somebody could just correct me. Ron, we'll call him Ron. So Ron, this nigga was literally Foreman's height, Foreman's size, and hit as hard as George Foreman. You saw this nigga staggering, and Kev, there was zero defense.
Yeah, I believe it. I seen because I guess we can talk about it now because I don't think I got that role. But I was auditioning to do. Regina King is doing a one night in Vegas, and it's basically Ali, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and and Malcolm X. They all like was in the hotel room in Miami. It's just about that. So I was auditioning for the part, but I'm studying, and I'm watching George Foreman like train. Nigga, he was moving a heavy bag.
Oh yeah.
I don't want no parts. I don't care how old you is. I don't want no parts. Think
about that loud pop you get when you're punching the heavy bag. Is that he was getting.
And the person holding the bag was like moving with it. Like I don't want them problems. I've seen old men. Like it was an old video where this old guy, he's in the store. He's getting robbed, or they're about to rob the store. The old man beats the robber's ass. This dude got to be upwards of 70. If somebody, and it turns out he was in the army, but I guess he was like a Golden Gloves type of champ, whatever. If somebody with that type of talent level can really beat the dog shit out of somebody holding a gun, I don't want to fight fucking Foreman. I'm good.
Like, I don't want no problems with that.
I'm good. I don't want no problems. No problems, big fella. No problems.
Nah, to anybody, go watch that fight. Foreman, Lyle, or Kyle. First name Ron. Just look up both.
I will say that on that SmackDown episode, one thing that I did get hype on was seeing Stone Cold. I was hype as shit.
I think it came through.
I was hype as shit.
It came all the way through. But okay, would you do a match with Stone Cold?
Nope.
10 million, you not going one?
No, 10 minutes a lot.
10 million, you throw the beer, like he comes to toast you with the beer or whatever, and then he flicks you off and you throw the beer in his face like, oh shit, Hollywood Kev just threw beer in Stone Cold's face. Nigga, this is definitely WrestleMania like third match. It ain't may not be main event. Definitely third match. So.
Maybe I would be more inclined to do that because I know it's fake.
There
you know what I mean? So I'd be more inclined to do that because I know.
Matter of fact, they got the Saudi Arabia deal, so that could be some shit that you do overseas. So it almost like it never happened.
What's Saudi Arabia deal?
Oh, them niggas getting paid blood money to put pay-per-views over there.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay. So what, they wrestle or something? Or?
Yeah, they do shows over there. So you remember when he's from Saudi Arabia, but he worked for America. He worked at the embassy or whatever. The reporter that they killed in Saudi Arabia a few years ago.
Yeah.
WWE signed the deal not too long before then to put on pay-per-views in Saudi Arabia because they were trying to humanize Saudi Arabia. It was like, oh, women are driving now, or we're doing professional events and shit like that. And they're trying to build a better connection with America, but then they killed the reporter.
Right.
So now they still getting bread from them. They're like, nigga, that's blood money. Ain't nothing changed about Saudi Arabia. So what if they had you, Stone Cold, in Saudi Arabia, you in there? Because now you're getting Saudi Arabian oil money too.
Again, if I knowing that it's fake, maybe.
I want to see that match. I already gave you the setup.
Maybe. All right, maybe. But the bag got to be right.
10 mil? 10 mil ain't
No,
enough?
I'm saying that's enough. It can't be like no measly bag. You're not finna get me over there for $100,000. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Because you're already running your risk from being in the Saudi Arabian streets. Like,
I'm good.
You look different.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'm
kill
good.
you.
I'm good.
But speaking of beefs as well, yeah, man.
Who beat it now?
Man, it's real. Everybody can get these hip hop bars.
Oh,
Everybody can get the hip hop bars. If y'all haven't seen, goddamn, Shaq and I'm sorry. So what's Shaq's rap name? It would be Shaq Diesel.
he got so many names, so I don't know. Maybe
We're gonna call him Shaq Diesel. Shaq Diesel and Dame Dolla went head to head, and Dame Dolla back to back this nigga.
and it was hard. They was hard.
Cause we were having the conversation before. Cause you was like, I think Shaq may have won. Like, nah, you ain't heard Dame yet.
Yeah. That's because I didn't hear Dame. Once I heard Dame, I was like, yeah, you can call it quits.
You can tell that Shaq was just having fun.
Absolutely.
Shaq was having fun just because he said he's better than Shaq. And Dame was like, no, Kobe won you those.
Right. We really do this shit. The reason I respect Dame in this is because, yes, Shaq is a legend. You know what I mean? We both are former hoopers, but no, this is hip hop, my nigga.
Right.
This is something completely different. So I respected him for that. I really did. And listen to that second one, I was like, Shaq, just shut up.
Right.
Just shut up. Because if you try to come back funny, people gonna realize, okay, you're not taking this shit serious. He may realize you're not taking it serious. So
And it's gonna be raps.
It's gonna be raps. But if you come back with bars, I think he's gonna destroy you.
Yeah, easily. Because Shaq raps happy.
Yeah.
Shaq is like Will Smith that cusses. and I even told you when I heard the second one, because I remember you told me to listen to the second one, I didn't even know another one had dropped.
I was scrolling and I seen it.
So I was like, okay, let me listen to the second one. I was like, Damian
Me
Lillard
too. I was like, he actually.
Damian Lillard got some bars.
And it's crazy because people said his album was actually really good.
I heard the same thing.
So I'm like,
He went on like a legit promo run.
I'm like, you know what? Maybe he can do this too.
Because remember, he hit all the New York markets. He did Joe
That's
Budden.
true.
He did
That's
Complex. He did
That's how the little minor beef started because he went on Joe Budden and they was having like a regular conversation.
Yeah, he said, I think I'm better than Shaq. Right.
But as a hooper, the thing is, and Shaq should know this, and Shaq probably does know this if he was just playing around with the first one. As a hooper, I'm sure as a rapper too, you're gonna say that you're better than whoever, even though you may know that you're not better than them.
Right.
Chance the Rapper said he was the best rapper alive. Now, we can all agree that he's not. But is he supposed to say he's not?
Yes. Yachty says it.
It's Yachty.
He knows he's not.
It's Yachty. He also knows that he's doing this just for the bag.
The only thing I disagree with when it came down to Damian Lillard just was when Damian Lillard started name dropping who he's worked with. I'm like, okay, granted, I get it. You work with a lot of cats that's big now, but we can't discredit Shaq's era. Shaq has a record with Big. Shaq has a record with Bun B, Pat Poose, fucking, what's the nigga name? Bobby Brown before the crack one. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga, Shaq done worked with some people, the Fushnikins, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he did.
He definitely worked with cats for that era. So that's the only thing I didn't really agree with. At the same time, I understood it as Damian Lillard is considered technically a new nigga. Mm-hmm. Technically, those people don't matter to the people that are listening to Dame.
Or if we look at it outside of Big, because we all know what he was doing in that era. But outside of that, could we say or argue at least that the people that Dame name dropped were bigger than the other people outside of Big then? Could we
absolutely.
Maybe that's why he was name dropping.
But you also got to think about the era too, because around the time he had the record with Papoose and Bun B, that was when Pimp C was still in prison and Bun B was putting out like classic shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Papoose was really coming up as like the battle rapper. You feel me? It's just, I think it's all about the actual era. Like, yeah, Damian Lillard worked with some cats that are killing shit right now. Mm-hmm. But then we can look towards it further and Lil Mauve Coat can be like the hardest nigga in 2028. You look back at who Damian Lillard was making music with. Like maybe around that time, Lonzo Ball would be a good rapper.
No, I agree what you're saying. I agree what you're saying.
Lil Mauve Coat drop a solid ass
I
record.
get what you're saying. I'm saying more or less like, could we say that if we remove or we take some of the people, not the newer people, if we take some of the older people that Dame name drop and put them in that generation, wouldn't they be just as big, if not bigger, outside of Big?
I think you got to. I'm not trying to like finesse around the answer. I'm trying to answer it while making my point at the same time.
No, I get it.
you also kind of got to look at inflation.
True.
Like, and not from just from a monetary place, but how we consume music.
That's very
Back
true.
then, niggas was buying physicals.
You had to get your ass up and go buy it.
If there was no streaming, I'm not sure these niggas would push physicals the way that they did back then.
True. I agree with that.
So I don't know. I guess it's a toss up.
Yeah, it's a toss up. I agree with you.
Toss up.
I agree with you on that.
Now, if Dame turn around and get a record with Jay, where we find out Dame signed to Rock Nation, and it's like, oh, Dame won, because Shaq was signed to himself. Yeah. He was signed to Twism.
But you gotta give yourself credit. If you making enough money to where you can be signed to yourself, that's some pretty big shit.
Absolutely, because I will say this, in regards to hip hop success, Shaq is still the best celebrity rapper. Well, I'm sorry, athlete rapper to do it.
Okay.
Shaq has 3.
I can rock with you on that.
Shaq has 3 platinum albums.
I can rock with you on that.
That's something I had to look at. No, I'm sorry. He has 1 platinum album, 2 gold albums.
I can rock with you on that. But this is when gold meant something.
This is when gold meant something.
Yeah. When you was platinum, you was like, oh my God. But yeah.
Right. Because gold, that was 500,000 units.
Yeah.
Now 500,000 units is platinum.
Yeah.
Shit, double platinum. Depending on how shit really go. So that's what I'm saying. Like in regards to inflation, he probably had the more successful career, but Dame as a spitter definitely get more respect.
Oh, absolutely.
Than
Absolutely.
what Shaq got.
That's one of the notches I take on Dame for this, because you can when Shaq's disc came out, you can tell that he was kind of playing around.
He was just joking.
He was joking. Dame was not when he first came out. He was trying to throw a haymaker. So you got to look at it like, yo, he's just playing around. Either don't respond or play around with him.
But the crazy part about it is I don't want serious diss record Shaq, because that's where we got a Kobe how my ass tastes. It's like, all right, I get it, how Kobe eats ass, but you got your ass ate.
Out of all the things that Shaq has said, you remember that line.
That line would never go away.
I didn't remember it until you just said it.
It would still never go away. But as soon as I said it, you was like, Shaq didn't say that.
Yeah,
but then again, if we really think about it, name another Shaq line you remember. Exactly. Nothing stands out more. Well, that and I'm a hoe. You know I'm a hoe, because the nigga did a record with Twista, and that was a line in the song.
The fact that you know all this, I wouldn't know that.
Right. I'm immersed. And then
Shaq hip hop.
You can't help but to like, Shaq got a record with Twista? What is this song?
What does it sound like?
I gotta see what this. It was like watching the Chuck Berry sex tape.
With Shaq slow talking ass and Twitter fast talking. How does this match?
Nah, Shaq was trying his best to rap fast.
He was trying to keep up with pace.
But it's also very funny listening to that voice trying to rap fast.
Yeah,
because it sounds like a bowling ball. Like literally, if you roll a ball down a fucking bowling alley, that's
how loud and fast it's going.
Loud, fast, deep. It's a lot of reverb. That's Shaq rapping fast.
Damn.
And of course, Twist had the best verse on it. Yeah, it happens though.
I think everybody that rapped with Shaq had the best verse. I think that's probably why Shaq called you want to do something. You know what? I'm gonna do a song because my verse is gonna be hot on his. I know the beat gonna be on. Yeah, the verse is gonna put me up a little bit. I think maybe that's why they did it.
Yeah. That's probably why Papoose did it. Maybe Papoose definitely had the best verse on "You Can't Stop the Rain."
So,
and we had the conversation about it. I think Big's verse on "You Can't Stop the Rain" was probably one of Big's best verses. Like, the thing went in.
Big probably wrote that verse and did it and was like, why did I do this shit for you niggas?
I could have saved this.
I could have saved this.
Could have saved it for Born Again.
Because Lord knows they needed it.
Oh, man. They needed that extra, that fucking extra vocals. Got one more question for you. And I can ask you this because you are a father and you've been doing this for quite some time. Yes. And you're in the place now that once they're grown, you chilling. Yes. Too Short just became a father at 53 for the first time after living the Too Short life for about 40 of those years that he's been alive.
In his case, I couldn't do it.
You couldn't have a kid at 53?
Nah. I think honestly, once you get to a certain age, you gotta either be Captain Pullout or get a vasectomy, because at 53, I mean, come on now. In 20 years, you're gonna be 73. Like, come on. What is the benefit that you're getting? Only way I can see this happen is if it's a complete mistake.
It had to be.
Because it's no way I need to settle down and have a kid. No. Get in the fucking booth.
That time has gone.
Right.
Adopt a 20-year-old. This is my son.
And with him especially, how does this work now? If your favorite word was bitch, what if you have a girl?
I think he did have a girl.
How does this work?
It does. It's Too Short.
I couldn't do it. I think once you get to a certain age, I don't know what that age is, but once you get to a certain age, I won't say as a woman because I'm not a woman, but as a man, once you get into a certain age, you shouldn't be having kids. You should not. It's not.
Well, shit, as a woman, if you're a 53-year-old
you're going to be
woman
60-something years old going to this little girl's whatever sporting events. Like, come on, my nigga. Really?
There ain't no playing catch.
Come on.
Like, my knees hurt.
Right,
damn,
come on.
Throw it at the tree.
I don't think Hey, congratulations, but
big ups to him. The legacy lives on, but
yeah.
I actually have to double check. I think it was a girl.
It doesn't matter whether it was a girl, a boy, alien, illegal immigrant. It doesn't matter.
But she could never go back and listen to Daddy's music.
No. Daddy, what does this word mean? That was a long time, baby.
I mean, well, technically, if she goes on Instagram, it's a term of endearment.
You right.
Right now, everybody trying to be 100% that bitch.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that.
Lizzo said it.
But again, if she asks her dad the definition of that word, he gonna be like, well.
Nah, I think Too Short doesn't. I don't think Too Short's quick enough on his feet to lie. Baby, that's a female dog. We used to call women that back in the day. He was like, yeah, come on here. You say bitch, it pretty much means like my poodle. Like, thanks, Dad.
Right. Thanks for the advice.
Can you imagine Too Short giving the talk?
I know Too Short was at one of them freak nicks. He had to
easily.
Be. So how do you explain?
Easily.
Like, don't get me wrong. Before you have kids, yeah, you do shit. You know what I mean? That shit. When you look back on, you be like, yeah, maybe shouldn't did that shit. But I think when you're Too Short, I think you're a little bit more advanced than everybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure Too Short, you probably had like 4 women in the bed and just did whatever type of thing. How do you explain that? What if? I
think that's all a part of the talk.
What if during this, I'm going to call it I don't want to say accident because that's not right because I'm pretty sure he loves this child. This shit, what do I call it?
Accident.
I don't want to. This misstep, because I think everybody can say it was a misstep.
This flub up.
Yeah. How do you explain, like, what if this was what if you were having a menage? You know what I mean? And you so happen to get one of the girls pregnant. How do you explain that to your kid? Well, not necessarily that act. How do you explain how you and your mom met if it was a menage? How do you explain that? Well, I mean, it was your mom, sister, and her best friend, and we just like, how do you explain it? More power to you, Too Short.
But that's what I'm saying, man. I feel like the talk is probably the easy. Like, yes, I want to talk to you about sex. It is fucking amazing. I've made a career off of the sex that I've had.
But shit, at this age, I mean, especially with how old he is, I don't even think the talk matters anymore because they can pick up their phone and get everything they need to know.
It's true. What is sex? Nigga, the first picture to pop up is a chick getting banged out.
Yeah.
This is sex. Like, oh. Okay.
I mean, we got porn companies now, like, that are legit, well-known companies. I think they said Bang Bros or Brazzers or one of the two. I'm sure Skylar probably would know, but it's trying to rename the Miami Heat stadium.
Brazzers.
Imagine if that takes place. how do you explain that? Like, how do you explain that now? Back then, porn was taboo. Porn was.
That's nothing that destroyed your computer on Bear Share.
That is. Or if you got like the cock with the fuzzy channels and you turn on like channel 70 or something, and you can kind of make out what's going on.
There's a titty.
I see it.
Then right back to snow.
But how do you explain it? Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, how do you explain that now? Porn industries are like top industries now.
This shows you that Hollywood Kev really came from the slums with some real niggas because you had to have the black box because that's when Cartoon Network would turn into the preview channel.
Cartoon Network is on channel 46 right now. It used to be channel 65.
65. Yeah, that shit was straight turned into the preview channel.
Before 2011 or 2001, I'm sorry, Nickelodeon is on channel 21. Nigga, now it's on 23. I know all this shit.
It'd be like 10 p.m. nigga and fucking Dexter's Laboratory instantly turns into smoking hot same-sex action.
Or you knew when it was time to go to bed when you was watching TV. Love and marriage. Yeah, it's time to call it sleep.
Over. That time is over.
Yep.
And then you actually, when you transcend to like, middle school, high school era, and you finally get that loud ass preacher. God!
Man!
Like, nigga, I'm up!
You fall asleep in the summer and it's 4 a.m. I don't want to hear this shit.
Turn this shit up.
I just went to bed 20 minutes ago. I don't want to hear this shit.
He mastered it. He said, y'all gonna wake up and call in and give me this money.
Man.
God! Shit. What the fuck was we even talking about again?
Too Short.
Oh, Too Short and then having accessibility to anything. No, that's true. Like, you can never you can't really do any of the child things anymore, even though we never got told about the stork. But white people, they can't do the stork anymore. You can't really do Santa, the Easter Bunny. You can't really do none of that shit anymore.
Oh no, I'm kind of with D Wade on the Santa thing. I'm not finna tell my kids that some old white man break into their house and drop presents.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like granted, motherfuckers,
back then, yeah, absolutely.
can make those decisions not to. But if you were for Santa, you can't really do that shit no more.
No, you can't.
It only takes one, Dad, can I see your phone? And they're Googling Santa, and all of a sudden, all this fake Santa shit come up.
Or it takes, Dad, can I see your phone? And they got a wish list of shit they want you to buy for Christmas. Like, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that no more. Like, she just added all this to my Amazon account. Like, I have to get this.
I have to get this.
Hey, I done seen some shit happen, dog. It was this video that was online not too long ago. This lady on the news, her son has been using her card to like buy lives in a mobile game, and this nigga spent $13,000.
Now I got a lot of questions with that. Number one, what are you doing to have that kind of money just laying around?
And some people, they actually have savings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Number two, nigga, how much do you suck at this video game that you're buying
Garbage.
so many lives? Like,
no,
what?
but though that may have been inflation. I think it was like $1,300.
It doesn't matter.
Either way it go, you bust
It
over
doesn't
$1,000
matter.
in
Right.
the game.
Like how bad do you suck at this game? You don't need to play this no more.
This nigga was just buying.
Not because you buying shit, because you suck.
Can you imagine getting your bank statements and every other fucking charge is like fucking Candy Crush?
And you don't know where it's coming from?
McDonald's,
I'm just
Candy Crush
on my phone.
Walgreens, Candy Crush, Candy Crush, Candy Crush.
when the teller gives you a little paper with your bank, he like Candy Crush.
This nigga's garbage. Candy Crush. Nigga just stock it up to 25 cents. I don't even know how much that shit cost.
Me either.
But the motherfucker broke $1,300.
That's crazy.
First of all, what kind of punishment do you give a motherfucker for blowing 13? Because you don't get that back.
Nah, you don't.
You can't be like,
I didn't do this.
Like, my kid fucked up. You can't say.
You don't get that back.
Like, nah, this was charged directly to your Amazon.
Right, yeah, you don't get
Google
that
account.
back. I think shit. I can't say, you're going to whoop their ass anymore. You can't do that.
That's done.
So, yeah, you can't do that. So, I would say probably take all their devices and change your credit card and keep it in a place where they can't get to it. I mean, I don't know. I guess
find that shit.
I guess as a parent now, you don't know what's kind of to come, how they're going to do it. So you got to kind of take it day by day and kind of go with the flow as they learn and progress. You have to learn and progress because if you don't, you don't end up in situations like this.
$1,300 on Candy Crush.
Yeah, but I don't even know what the punishment for that would be.
Dog.
I know what my punishment would have been, but I don't know what these kids' punishment would have been.
So my grandmother, she does. I forgot what exactly the thing is, but she takes in like people, like instead of them kind of going. I can't really think about what exactly it's called, but it's almost like a halfway house, and the government pays her. So she had this dude that used to live with her that they had to put a lock on the TV because they got the cable bill.
That's possible?
Oh yeah, you got to make it.
I didn't know that was possible.
If you could purchase something, you got to make it password protected.
Well, no, I didn't. I'm saying I didn't know there was a. Oh, you're talking about digitally? It's a password on there. Okay, gotcha.
This is back in I want to say like the 2010 decade.
Gotcha.
So they had to put a password. They had to make a password protected for you to order shit on the television because they said they got their cable bill one time and the shit was like $600-$700 and they was like, what the fuck? So they finally got the printout of this. This nigga would wait till everybody went to sleep
and watch porn
and watch all the fucking porn for hours, dog. For hours. And again, you can't get that back.
Yeah, you can't get
the
that
porn
back.
was watched.
Yeah, the porn was watched. Yeah.
And that shit's available for 24 hours. If you go home right now, Dirty Sluts 9 is still going to be available
That's crazy.
on your shit. And this nigga watched it all.
That's fucking nuts. And now in era now, shit, porn's on your phone. You don't even got to go to a porn site to see porn now.
Dog, you remember, man, you know how much of a fucking perv you had to be back in the day when they would go to the arcades and go sit in the little booth and just watch porn?
Man.
You come out the booth. Thank you. Like, I know what you did in there.
Yeah, I know what you did.
Motherfucker, you. Or shit, in some of them European countries, you kind of just go to this place and watch a chick strip and do all this extra behind the glass, and you just back there doing whatever the fuck it takes. Can you imagine being the chick, you dancing in front of the mirror, knowing this nigga's on the other end being gross?
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Then again, it's a lot of stuff that I think women's mentalities are built for that we're not, because that's one of the things. Like a woman probably could be like, I can't see them, they can't see me, I'm gonna just tune it all out, get to this bag. A nigga be like, man, get your nasty ass on.
Hey,
right.
stop.
Cut that shit out.
I can't see you, but I see you, motherfucker.
Right. I can hear you, motherfucker. Yeah.
When they slid this curtain open, I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a time to be alive. Still, tell your kids about the stork. That would be too short way to go. Tell them about the stork.
Tell them about the stork.
Don't tell her how your daddy had a bad pullout. Kev.
Hey, can we really say his pullout is bad?
Oh no, it's legendary.
Because I mean, it would have to be
Again,
legendary.
nigga made it 40 years without one.
I mean, this nigga for what 40 years and one. I mean, hell, he only lost one. So I mean, shit.
Where he lost in life is definitely still an L.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Where he lost, yeah. But I mean, it's one of those L's you can bounce back from, unless his daughter grows up to be like some of the girls he used to mess with. Then it'd be a problem.
Nah, it'd be a problem if she grew up to be like too short. She's out here just living it up. Just giving all the way. Shit. Having her first kid at 47.
Could you say that's a win?
If she got money.
Yeah.
Cause she can have kids at 47 and be like a bank manager or some shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Is it?
Nobody babysitting at 47. Can you watch my kid? I gotta go to work. Shit.
I'm not watching that motherfucker.
I raised you at 53. I'm not babysitting at 77.
You should change your diapers. Why the fuck? Yeah.
Why would I do that? And that's another thing. Once she finally have a kid, you can't get a kid to grandpa. Grandpa, I ain't doing that shit.
That's true.
77 years old. I'm tired.
True. That's very true.
Best of luck to Too Short. Best of luck to Too Short. Kev, let people know where they can find you, bro.
_ Hollywood Kev _ on my Instagram. Hollywood Kev _ on my Twitter.
Out here giving everybody the lines. At Big Los IG on IG and Big Los 89 on Snapchat. I've been asking a lot of questions on Snapchat just to kind of really just check the temperature of people. No, I saw some funny ass shit when I asked, if you would, if you could say anything to your kids, what would you say? What are some things parents want to say to their kids but they can't say? Motherfuckers was snapped. They was like, I tell them, y'all some of the worst motherfuckers.
Damn.
I was like, yo, say what's on your mind. But of course it was said anonymously, so you don't know what anybody fucking was actually saying.
Before we go, I do want to say, make sure y'all get listen to the last playlist that I put out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. El Capitan.
Yeah, that one's pretty dope. I like that one. The next playlist is going to come out. It'll be out. By the time you get to this, it'll be out.
Yeah. And you guys can go directly to our Instagram at the Noize Podcast and click at the link tree. It's going to always, whenever it says playlist and we promote actual playlist, that's the playlist you're going to get. So it's in the link tree.
And if you know the name of the older playlist, you can get those as well.
You can go get those as well. Just look up at the Noize Podcast. We're everywhere, goddammit. We're not hard to find. Yep. Also, we're going to be getting back to merch very soon. Hopefully for the next week or so, we can announce where it's going to be coming out from, where you can find it realistically. It's going to be on the Beat Network site. And as, of course, we told you earlier, audibletrial.com/beat. Get that free 30-day trial. Make sure y'all get that full free download. It's a free book. They read it to you. Ultimately, it makes the book podcast style. You listening to us, go listen to that shit. Learn something.
Please learn something.
I downloaded a book. That shit said it's going to be a 4-hour listen. Like, ooh, I'm taking this in spurts.
Really?
Yeah.
You see those and see, because I have more time on my hands. Because when I see those, I'm like, let me find something longer.
But see, here's the thing with that. Just 4 hours of just the same person in one sitting. Like, nah, I own this. I'm going to go back to it.
I guess when I listen to stuff like that, I'm doing stuff like around the house. So That's it's true. Cool. I'm not just sitting there listening. That I couldn't do. But I'm doing stuff. So I want something a little bit longer just in case it ends before I'm finished doing what I'm doing.
Out,
yeah.
Right?
But yeah. Learn something, people.
Learn something. audibletrial.com/beat. As always, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support. And as always, Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.